So we're in Singapore now, and I've been thinking a little bit about community life and what it means, what it means to live in a community. And we all want to be supported by a community. You know, when we live together, we're all doing the same things at the same time. We understand each other. If somebody feels discouraged, the other community members come and encourage that person. When there's things to do, we share, and we participate together in a common goal. And it's really a lovely experience when you can live with a group of people who have a common goal and work together in that way. So we love receiving the encouragement from the community, but it's a two-way process. To live in community, we have to give encouragement, we have to give support, we have to join in the participation. And in order to do that, we have to really take a good look at that part of ourselves that says, I don't feel like doing this, or this isn't my responsibility, it's somebody else's job, or this is unfair. Yeah. So, because when we start looking at the community and comparing ourselves to everybody else, I do more work than somebody else does, or somebody else gets more privilege than I do, that kind of mind completely destroys the joy that we can have by living with a group of people who have a common purpose. Yeah. So this thing of comparison about, just who we are, what we contribute, and so on. So it's very important when you live in a community to have a mind that wants to join in, that wants to participate, that wants to give. And so here we are again at the same thing we encounter all the time in our Dharma practice with the self-centered attitude, which says, but I'm special, and I don't need to do that, or I don't want to do it, or something like that. So that's why living in community is part of our Dharma practice. It pushes our buttons. And it's good when our buttons get pushed, because then we have to look at what's the attitude that is holding us back? What is keeping us from really giving and participating and creating something very wonderful? Yeah. And it's that same old self-centered mind, okay, and the mind of attachment. So, in part, one way to overcome that is you have rotas, and everybody takes a turn doing a certain job. But then the self-centered mind comes up and says, but I'm more often on this rota doing this job than somebody else. Or, I like the rota when I get to do this job, but not when I'm asked to do that one. Okay? And then sometimes people say, well, everything is rota-ized. We have a rota for washing dishes, and we have a rota for setting up this, and a rota for cleaning up that. And, well, my name's not on the rota, so I don't have to help. And even if the person whose name was on the rota is ill, or they don't come, it's not my responsibility. Yeah. Or for the things that don't have a rota, then, well, I wasn't on the rota, so I just come when I want, I leave what I want, it's not my responsibility. Leave it for somebody else to do. So that kind of attitude does not create community. That kind of attitude creates the thing of, well, I'm special. Yeah. And I don't have to do that because it's not on my rota job. Yeah. And then we get very stuck in that, and that causes a lot of tension. Because, I'm going to defend myself, and don't tell me what to do, because if you wanted me to do it, you should have told me beforehand. Even if first of all, you should have put me on the rota. Even if you didn't put me on the rota, you need to give me advance time. I can't, just don't ask me to do something at the moment. Ask somebody else to do something to help you at that moment, because I am special. And we get into that whole thing. And we think, the self-centered mind says, oh, I'm just sticking up for myself, I'm making it fair. But look inside your mind, and are you happy at that moment? And what kind of community are you creating when you act like that? And what's happening to your Dharma practice? What kind of karma are you creating? Yeah. So how we live together in community and really developing a community spirit that cares about the whole group, not just my little department and my little section and what I feel like doing today and how people should treat me. But the joy from living in a community comes when we really want what is good for the group, when we really want what is good for other people in the community. Yeah, because when we want what's good for them, then we help whenever we can, and we help automatically, we help joyfully, we give our support and encouragement, and then, of course, other people give support and encouragement back to us. So it's really important for our practice, for our own inner character development, that we have that kind of broad attitude, really caring for the individuals in the community, caring for the community as a whole.